You are tuned to Anubhav 2.0 podcast from senior citizens, catalyzed and supported by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India, through National Institutes for Social Defense and Media for Community Foundation. The project is conceived and designed by Dr. R. Sridhar and supported by Ashish Tiwari, Pooja Murada, Sai Sudha and Kaushalya.
Hello listeners, greetings from Covaivani. Our guest today is Professor R. Shankar, an architect and urban planner who graduated in architecture in 1970 and earned his post-graduation in urban and regional planning from CEPT University in 1974. After gaining professional experience, he joined the University of Roorkee, now Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, where he served as senior professor and head of the Department of Architecture and Planning. With an academic career spanning over 4 decades, he has taught and guided students at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels. His teaching and research interests include urban and rural planning, sustainable development, landscape architecture, and traditional knowledge systems. He has supervised numerous theses and dissertations, guided 6 PhDs, and authored over 90 research papers. Professor Shankar has also been active as an academic advisor, consultant, and expert in planning projects, including master plans, institutional campuses, and development regulations. His recent work includes planning pandemic resilient cities. He has contributed to educational media through 17 audiovisual programs and has supported curriculum and faculty development. A passionate traveler and photographer, he has explored regions like Uttarakhand and Kailash Manasarovar. Post-retirement, he worked at Graphic Era Hill University and now lives in Pili Pada in Haridwar, where he continues to teach, mentor, consult, and engage in community development. Today, Professor Shankar shares with us the source of his inspiration, the bountiful nature.
Vanakkam, Namaskaram, and hello to all of you. This is my second talk for Covaivani podcast. Let me start by asking you something. Who or what has been inspiring you? If your source of inspiration is more than one, what has been the most important one? Generally speaking, our inspiration comes from that which holds boundless knowledge, guides us by being a model, provides for us like our mother, and plays a part in our destiny. I don't know about you, but I have always been influenced and inspired by such a thing. Nature is all of these and much more. The most fascinating, inspiring, and hence influential entity one could think of. In fact, nothing else comes anywhere close to nature as a source of inspiration. Obviously, I am inspired by nature. And it is not without reasons that we address nature as Mother Nature. Now, what is nature? If you look up in the dictionary or Google, you will find many definitions. I have a definition of my own for nature. According to me, all that is not made by man is nature. The earth, water, air, fire and space, the Panchabhuta, and everything that these hold, all the flora and fauna, including man, the oceans, the mountains, the minerals, the atmosphere, are all part of nature. Nature even transcends Earth and includes the whole of the universe. Our galaxies and billions of other galaxies that are there in this universe are all part of nature. This all-inclusive system is what we may call the natural environment or just environment. After all, what is in a name? But a man living in the heart of the city hardly thinks of nature, as he is surrounded by buildings, structures, roads, automobiles, and so on. But all of these are made out of materials from nature. All raw materials of man-made artifacts come from nature. For instance, take buildings, which are man-made, or a machine, or automobiles. The materials which are used to make buildings, machines, or automobiles, they all come from nature. So, all physical things that we have are all part of nature, indirectly or directly. Now, let me connect nature with science, technology, and development. How did science come into existence? Through discovery. Discovery of the properties and processes of various aspects or parts of nature becomes the body of science. Science is about nature. Our scientific knowledge is our knowledge about nature. When man succeeds in using this scientific knowledge for practical applications, it results in technology, the technological development. Using technology thus developed, man processes natural raw materials and develops new materials. Using technologies, he makes machines, vehicles, roads, buildings, cities, etc. All of these happen as a part of development, the man-made development. The process of man-made development thus goes on. So far, we have seen what nature is and how nature is linked with science, technology, and development. They are all interconnected. Talking about interconnectedness, let me tell you an amazing fact now. The fact is that everything is connected to everything else. Not only on our earth, but also in our solar system, our galaxy, and in this whole universe, everything is connected to everything else. There is no independent, isolated entity that exists on this earth or in this universe. I consider this an universal truth, a fundamental truth. Taking this logic of interconnectedness of everything further, I would say that the entity of God is also connected to everything else of this universe. If we believe that God exists somewhere, he or she is connected to you and me and everything else of this universe. If we understand this truth, it will lead us naturally to Advaita, the philosophy of non-duality. Now, how do you study nature, understand and analyze it? A small unit and aspect of nature from a scientific point of view is called ecosystem. The study of nature in terms of ecosystems becomes what we call ecology, which is a part of biology. It was known as environmental biology more than a century ago. I will deal with ecosystems in detail in my later talks. Nature or ecosystems that we see now have been developed through the process of evolution over millions of years and are still evolving. And every part and process of it, say a flower, a bird, or a fish, is an example of highly evolved design. There are billions of entities in nature which are superbly designed and which could be studied, analyzed, adapted, or copied. Nature is unparalleled when it comes to excellence in creative design based on unimaginable levels of engineering perfection. All that man can and must do is to study nature's designs and try to adopt or copy to suit his needs. Look up Google for biomimicry, bionics, and biophilia. What is unique about nature's designs is that they are not only perfect but also the best examples or models of sustainability and sustainable designs. On the other hand, man's attempts at process and product design have been largely flawed or imperfect. Let me give you some examples comparing the properties of nature's design with the design by man. Take the case of a natural forest. It sustains itself entirely on renewable source of energy, the solar energy. The forest produces carbohydrates and proteins and accomplishes organic synthesis, produces oxygen and consumes carbon dioxide. It is non-polluting, is capable of self-maintenance and renewal, protects wildlife habitat, and purifies and stores water. By contrast, a man-designed built-up area in a city consumes energy from non-renewable resources, consumes oxygen, and produces carbon dioxide and other pollutants, and it produces waste materials which need to be treated elsewhere. It is incapable of self-maintenance and renewal, destroys wildlife habitats, and often contributes to pollution and loss of water and soil. This comparison between nature's evolved design with man's design attempts reveals the need for man to learn from nature. Man has to learn from nature not only for the ideal of wise management of the resources of Mother Earth, but even for his own survival. Nature has been an integral part of Indian culture and way of life. We accept nature as divinity, manifestation of God, and as such, natural elements like plants, animals, water, earth, air, fire, sky, sun, moon, they all become part of our ceremonies and worship. Attached to temples, we not only have sacred tanks but also sacred trees and groves. The scriptural codes prescribe man's conduct towards animals, plants, and non-living natural entities which are integral part of nature. Protection of natural environment has been an important aspect of our way of life. Man is seen only as a trustee of the earth and its resources. He has the responsibility of using the natural resources wisely and conserve these for future generations. As I finish my talk, let me tell you something interesting. In the solar system, Earth is the only planet that is at the right distance and position, making life forms and living possible. Is it by chance that this has happened? If this is only by chance, then the probability of existence of life forms in other solar systems and galaxies is indeed very strong. The so-called aliens are actually a reality. Till my next talk, bye, namaste and vanakkam.
Thank you, Professor Shankar, for your lucid presentation of the concept of nature. I am sure our listeners are thoroughly impressed with your talk and look forward to more from you. Till we meet again with another podcast, this is Revati Bhaskar signing off on behalf of Covaivani.
You were listening to Covaivani podcasts from S3 Kovai Care, Coimbatore. Please contact 14567. I repeat 14567 Elderline Helpline during working hours for any assistance relating to senior citizens. Thank you.